Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? Y'all know what it is, man. This your boy Tank be chopping, and we back with another haircut tutorial. And what we gonna be doing on this cut is we actually gonna be doing a haircut with nothing but detachables. You know what I'm saying? So we are gonna be doing a tutorial just using these detachable clippers from Andis. This is the emerge, and as you can see, I'm cutting the top down. This is the 3 3/4 blade, so it's the blade right above the 3 1/2. So I'm taking the top down with a 3 3/4, and I'm taking it down. It's basically kind of like a 4 guard, maybe a little lower, but 3 3/4 is what the blade says, so that's what I'm using on my client right here. And as you can see, I'm going over the top. However, I'm not going over his lighter areas. As you can see in the back, he has a lighter area, so I was trying to keep that a little more fuller, a little more darker, that way it didn't look too much lighter than the rest of the haircut. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and start debulking the sides. This is my 3 1/2 blade, and I'm just running that up the parietal ridge, blending into the top. We are gonna be doing a high fade on this, so I'm not really worried about going too high. Obviously, I don't want to take it to the top of the head, but we're coming to that parietal ridge, you know, making sure that it's all blended. And now once I do that with my 3 1/2, I'm gonna take my guard right below that, which is my 2 guard, and I'm blending into that 3 1/2 that I just did. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit of down fading here, and then I'm gonna come up and set in some guidelines and then take them out. It's just a mixture of down fading and setting in guidelines. I call it sandwiching the blend, but nonetheless, that's what we're gonna be doing with these detachables. Once again, this is the number 2 blade. Did the 3 3/4 on top, 3 1/2 amongst the parietal ridge. Now I'm taking that 2 blade and I'm coming right below that. Just trying to make sure it looks all blended. And now that I'm done with my work that I was doing with my 2 blade, this is my 1 1/2 guard. So once again, guys, we are doing down fading, like I said earlier. We're gonna do a little bit of down fading just to get a foundation of what I need, and then we're gonna go ahead and set in some guidelines and start to blend this out. And sometimes when you're using detachable blades, you can work a little quicker. For me, it just depends on the haircut. You know, like I can use detachables, I can use any clipper. It just depends on what I'm doing. And I had someone ask me to do a tutorial using detachable blades. So, you know, I figured I would do that. So that's basically what we're doing here. So now that I'm done with that 1 1/2 blade, I'm taking my 5-0 or my 5-0, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to set in our initial bald guideline. And as you can see, I'm coming kind of high, higher than what I would be doing for a mid fade. So I'm just coming up to right above where the C cup and the vertical bar meet, and then I'm gonna follow this line all the way around my client's head. Some people like to raise the bald guideline in the back. Me personally, 90% of my fades, I do a slight drop in the back. And that's basically what I'm gonna be doing here. And I know some people may say, hey, Tank, this is kind of looking like a mid fade. For me, it's not a mid fade. You know, I start my mid fades lower because I like to stretch the blend, and I'm gonna stretch this blend also. So that's why it is a high fade. Typically, you know, my high fades, I used to do my high fades higher, but then they'd always end up too high. So this is how I do them now, and I think they come out perfect for my clients, what they're looking for, and for what I'm trying to achieve. All right, so now that we got that done with the 5-0s, I'm taking my OA blade now, and I'm setting in my next guideline. So we're gonna be coming up about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Once again, we are gonna stretch this blend out. That way it looks nice and stretched, nice and faded, nice and blurry, you know. So I'm taking that OA, setting in my next section. And once that is done, I'm gonna be taking my 1A. This is my 1A. I showed the camera, but it wasn't enough for me to get it. But this is my 1A now, so I am skipping my blades because after the OA comes the 1. So I skipped that blade, and this is my 1A blade, blending into that 1 1/2 blade that I did earlier. And it's not gonna blend completely because I'm going a little higher, but that's fine. We can always come back in and blend that out here in a second. But that is my 1A blade. Here is my 2 blade once again, because as you can see, I did create a line. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to take that out with my number 2. And this should blend that top section out. I will go back in detail here when I need to. But like I said earlier, guys, I like to skip some of my blades, and then I use the blades that I skip to detail and really refine the blend. So now this is my 1 1/2 blade. And now we're gonna start taking out that line between the 1A and the 2. And you're gonna see me attacking it with the corner, using corner blending, flicking, doing what I gotta do to make sure that blend comes together, make sure that this section is nice and blended out. Making sure that we're brushing that hair down, because sometimes hair wants to stick or hair wants to curl up. So you want to make sure you keep brushing away that extra debris. That way you can actually see what how the blend is looking before you move on. So now that that is done, I'm gonna take my one blade, which is the blade in between my OA and my 1A. So that's the section that I'm taking out here with my one blade. And once again, guys, as you can see, I am using the corner of my blades a lot, just because it helps me blend a little better. It's kind of like just nipping away at these dark areas. And if I go on with the blade completely flat, it may take off too much hair and it may cause another line. So that's why I use the corners a lot. And I'm also paying attention to how much pressure I'm putting on my client's head. The more pressure you put, obviously, the shorter the blade will cut. And now we're gonna start attacking this bottom line with the 3 zeros or the 3-aught, the triple-aught, whatever you wanna call it. And we're gonna basically try to get this line out with that. And if it doesn't come out, it's all good. We can always go back in with the 5-aught and take that line out. But as you can see, we're just tapping this line, flicking at this line. And as you can see, that blend is already looking pretty blended. Are we gonna go back in and detail it? Yes. Are we gonna make sure that it looks better? Yes, but that blend already looks, it's already looking pretty good. But after I went in with my AAA, there was a small line of demarcation that I put in with that triple zeros. So now I'm going in with my OA again, doing some detail work, blending that section nice and, trying to blend it out and make it look right. And now I'm going in with my 000 once again, using the corner even more just to make sure that I get that line completely out, nice and blended. Make sure that it's got a nice buttery look, And I'm going back in with my 5 zeros towards the bottom of that blend. And now I'm gonna take my 1A and I'm gonna do some more detail work towards the top area of this blend. And as you can see, the blend looks good. I'm just going in and doing some more detail work. If I did the whole haircut the way I did this section, it would probably pass, right? But I wanna make sure that I give my client a nice cut, a nice blend. So I like to detail a lot. Sometimes my initial steps don't take that long. And just for reference, guys, this is the one blade. But sometimes my initial steps don't take that long, but my detailing is what makes me take longer, right? Here is my OA now, going in and doing some more detailing. But I think that's what separates some barbers from others, is the detail work. You put in your initial steps, initial guidelines, blend that out, and then you go back in and you detail it, right? And I think that's what helps take the haircut to the next level. But now that I'm done with my detail work, I'm gonna go in and I'm using my Babyliss FX3, or not my FX3, my FX1 shaver, and I'm taking the bottom down to razor. And once again, if there are any lines due to the shaver, I can always go back in with my 5 or even my trimmer if I need to get that line out. But I'm trying to not put in this razor line so harshly. And as you can see here, I'm actually using that razor coming down. I'm taking that shaver and I'm coming down with it to help soften that line. That's one little tip and trick you can use for getting out the razor, is instead of going up with it, come down with it also, and that'll help transition between your trimmer or your 5 zeros and the actual shaver. Now we're gonna go ahead and line up my client. This is the Gamma Boosted Trimmer. If you are interested, you can purchase this at GammaPlusNA.com. You can use my discount code TANK10 on their website, or you can go to FWBarberSupply.com and use my discount code TANK10 there also. On either of those websites, you will get 10% off, and it'll save yourself some money. But I will say that I have been liking the way this trimmer works. Ergonomically, not my favorite trimmer, but as far as performance, it performs really well. So I still got it on my station. I'm still using it now. But now we're just lining up my client's beard, like I was saying earlier, guys, making sure we get these lines nice and sharp. As you can see, that blend is blended. I did use nothing but detachables on that blend. And just so y'all can see, you can do a nice blurry haircut with detachables only. I did used to use detachables a lot when I first started barbering back in like 2007, 2008. Here recently, the past 2-3 years or so, maybe a little longer, I stopped using them. But when Anders sent me this clipper, I kept it on my station after using it, unboxing it, and I use it on certain haircuts. Sometimes if I want to move a little quicker, I pull it out. Some clients like the way the blades cut a little better, so I still use it on a day-to-day. But now that that is done, we are going to add some enhancements on my client just to make sure that we take this haircut to the next level. And once again, I am using that Temptation by Kiss. You can get this at FWBarberSupply.com. Discount code TANK10 to save yourself some money. But as you can see, I'm not putting too much of this. I don't want to make it look fake. I just want to darken up some of these lighter areas and make these lines pop a little more. But as you can see, that blend looks good, lineup looks on point, beard on point. You know what I'm saying? Just once again, trying to take this haircut to the next level. And now what I'm doing here is, this is my razor. Obviously, I'm finishing off this haircut with some razor work. That's how I always finish off all my haircuts, to make sure that the lines pop a little more, lines look a little sharper, and everything looks nice and clean, and it helps the haircut last a little longer. So that's why I like to use the razor on my clients. But we're just going over everything we did with that trimmer, making sure all that hair is shaved off and nice and sharp. That way, like I said, that way the haircut looks better and the haircut can last my client a couple days longer. And then we're gonna be doing the same thing to the opposite side, laying that razor nice and flat. You know, the more you tilt it upwards, like not flat, I can't think of what I'm trying to say, but the flatter that you keep it, the less chance you have of nicking your client. Once you start tilting it a little more, you have more of a chance of nicking your client. So I like to lay mine pretty flat. Obviously, there is a slight angle on it, and that's fine. I just don't angle it too much. But as you can see, now we're hitting the inside of my client's goatee area. And then we're gonna finish off by razoring the top of my client's hairline, the front hairline, the edge up. One of the most important parts of the haircut. But check it out, man. This is how my man came into the shop looking. This is the before look. And this is the finished product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. Remember, guys, if you're in the Houston, Texas area, you can go to my website, tankbechopping.com, and you can book there. Let me know what you think about this haircut, guys. Also, you can go to fwbarbersupply.com and use my discount code TANK10 on any tools on their website. But with that being said, man, that's basically it, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.